Hello. Yeah, hi. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. We'll just wait for a couple of more minutes for others to join.
Hi Pooja, hi everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening. Yes. We'll just wait for 5 minutes and then
Hi, Anusha, can you make me the host or will you share the?
yeah, I think Nikhat, can you, if you're still on, can you just do that?
Yeah, I have met.
Bindu, you're the host now.
Yeah, sorry, I meant co-host, but that's okay. If you want to be co-host is, I'll just make Nikhat also. Shall we begin, Anusha?
I didn't realize. Sorry, I didn't realize I was on mute. Yes, of course we can. And this is getting recorded, so everyone who needs, later on to reflect back, we will have the recording there. Yeah, over to you, Bindu. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the second webinar. I'll just share the screen. I think we're just going to use this this webinar to just go over the remaining units, Unit 2, Unit 3, and Unit 4. Just have brief discussions about the course and any questions you may have about the course or the assignments or anything else. So I'll just begin with, so the first unit we did speak about in our webinar 1, where we really were trying to understand the concepts of mentoring and coaching in a little bit more nuanced ways. So that we also tried, we had the first assignment, we tried to talk to 2 teachers, mentor 2 teachers, and just share our experiences. I know many of you have submitted the assignment, and I think we have graded that first assignment as well. So you can look at the feedback if you haven't already. So just wanted to go through the remaining units in the second and final webinar. And we hope that you all will work on the assignments and complete the course. And we will also have a discussion, and any questions we can answer, we will. So while the first, like I said, the first unit, we just touched upon the idea of mentoring for teacher professional development and brought in some conceptual clarity on what is mentoring and what is coaching, and the kind of skills we need to develop for mentoring and coaching. The second unit, which we call mentoring values, really focused on what are the goals, when we are mentoring, the importance of keeping goals and objectives for the mentoring process. And this is something that would be shared both by the mentor and mentee to be able to sort of connect together to achieve this common goal. And so basically what we're saying is that all our goals is to engage in student-centered pedagogy, develop as reflective practitioners. So what is really the mentoring process wanting to develop in teachers? It would be to change or enhance the teacher's pedagogical practices to more student-centered practices, more student engaging, creating more active and engaging classroom environments. And of course, for teachers to develop as reflective practitioners, because a professional teacher or any professional actually improves their practice by reflecting on their practice and trying to better their practice. So how do we understand these goals is a very important part of mentoring for teacher professional development. Then we also talked about the complexity of change, bringing about change in the school system, bringing about change in the teacher's pedagogical practices, but it also brings, there are a lot of factors both within school and in the system that either enable or deter changes to happen. How do we recognize these both from a mentor's and a mentee's perspective? And how do we then use these ideas to become better mentors and be more prepared to understand what are the factors that enable change and what are the factors that perhaps in the school system make it difficult for change also, and how do we recognize and then try to address those issues. Finally, this was more building skills and habits and tools on how to develop yourself as a mentor, both personally and professionally. And therefore, once we develop ourselves in any role, we become better at those roles and more effective and efficient in those roles. So really, this was about, what does it involve, the goals and the objectives, what are the complexities of mentoring for teacher professional development, and finally, the session on how to plan and a kind of self-improvement to become more effective mentors. So I'll just pause here, and if any of you have any thoughts or want to share anything, you can go ahead. I hope most of you have gone through Unit 2 by now. Yes, Isha, please go ahead.
So sorry. Sorry.
No problem.
The units, it's been a lot of looking back at what we are doing in our practice. There's been connecting and it has been then rethinking. So, that process really made us very mindful of what we do. I never thought that I'm going to be sitting on an assignment. The duration would have been 20 minutes, but then I'm writing and then I'm going back and thinking and then I'm making notes and then putting it together. But the exercise really helps. And like you said, it's not just about writing and posting it. When you read it from somebody else's viewpoint, that again affects what you are thinking and what you have written. And then again, you're examining it. So that process, I think I found was very worthwhile. And I think something that necessitates what you essentially do always in your practice. Is
excellent. Glad to hear that. Yes, thank you, Isha. Yeah. And that is the idea, is that when we are thinking about change, see, the whole process of mentoring is really to help develop someone else. And usually it is in the context of helping them either change if things are not going, well, or to enhance something that is already going well. But it's to change course a little bit, and it's always useful to think about the complexity surrounding it, and also keep in mind the goals. Those are very important. And of course, any task we do, once we develop habits and tools and skills of using them, they always enhance our work. Yeah, thank you for that.
The toolkit was also helpful. I mean, it always helped us keep that focus in mind to say, okay, this is what you had to go back and think of that one habit you want to add in here, and how will you do it? So,
correct. Yes. Okay. Anybody else would like to share?
May I, ma'am?
Sure, please.
Good evening, ma'am. This is Chitra, ma'am. Actually, I have this some problem in my laptop. This camera is not working, so I'm not able to switch on. I'm
problem,
trying.
Chitra. Go ahead. Yeah.
So the course is really wonderful. It's helping me. This is something new for me. I'm presently working as a primary teacher, so I'm looking forward for such mentor role. So so I for all the assignments and exercises, it's quite brainstorming for me. I have to understand before replying to any comment or before participating in any of this comment and or assignments. So yes, that is very interesting also. So actually, as a teacher also, we are doing the same thing as a mentoring, but not assigned as a mentor actually, if we see. So like that, some of the assignments were where we are helping our colleagues in few of the cases, helping. So now I felt ki, yeah, that is also considered as one of mentoring skills, you know. So yes, that is really helping. So only one thing, like for assignments of a few of the units has lot of assignments, if you can extend the dates of submission, it will be really helpful. Because being a teacher, we are into the final stage of this academic year, and we are into making of marks and report cards and all. So that is taking it's quite stretching. So it's just a request, humble request, if you can just extend.
We have extended it by a week.
Yes, 3rd of April. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
checked.
3rd of April.
Yes.
So try to work around it, because what we realized, Chitra, thank you for your reflections. What we realized is, if we keep extending it, we
Right.
notice people who are lagging don't catch up really, because that's how it
Right.
happens. You
Right.
just
Right.
have to sort of tell yourself, you need to complete it by this date.
Yeah, that
So
understood.
we do realize that at this time it's examination and kind of closing of school academic year in different places.
Yes.
Um, Please try and use this 1 week extension and try and complete it.
Sure. Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Sure. Lara, I think you want to say something.
Yeah, hello.
Hi.
Um,
Evening.
like everyone else, I am also finding this course quite useful. I have been my role has been mentoring teachers in our school. So, but I had never really done any formal course in this field. So I realized that some of the things that I've been doing intuitively, I could it was a good opportunity for me to see the theory behind that and what are the different terms used for what I'm trying to do, and understanding that better also gave me better clarity about what exactly I was doing right and what I was not doing right, and what I should be doing more more in a focused manner. So it is a good course for me. So I'm glad I have joined this course, and I'm trying to do like everyone else. I'm also pressed for time. So so balancing that is also something. I'm like, after a long time I'm actually doing a course or learning something. So it is also interesting to see how when you put yourself in the shoes of a learner, then you see the entire journey in a different way, because often we are in the shoes of, I mean, we are in the role of teachers. So that was also a good insight for me. I had one question. Last webinar I was not able to attend because of some reason, but I couldn't see, is there a online recording that has been shared? I couldn't find it, and I wrote it in the email and in the discussion also, but I didn't get a reply. So I was wondering where I could find it.
It's there.
It's there?
Link, right? I thought it was
Pardon?
there. Let me verify that and we'll reply to you, Lara.
Okay,
It
fine.
will be there, but
Okay.
I'll make sure it's there and I'll reply.
Okay. And I also had a couple more questions. Is it okay if I ask?
Sure. Go ahead.
Actually, this question is regarding my colleagues who are doing the other courses, like the science, interactive science, and communicative English. So they also had a couple of queries, and they shared the queries, and they have written the email, but they did not get any answer. So is there any contact number? Because like one of my colleagues who's doing interactive science, she was trying to click a photograph and upload that, and by mistake her assignment, which was only just started, it got submitted. I mean, it was not a completed assignment.
Okay.
So then she was wondering what can be done about that. And another colleague also, she had a question about video making and sharing that. So is it possible to talk with the mentors, because they wrote the emails and they wrote the queries, but they haven't got any response?
But have you, 1 second, sorry, Lara, but have you written to the cet.stp@Clicks.India, or have you written it on the discussion platform?
I think I haven't. These are my colleagues. They said that they have written it on the discussion panel in the queries section, and they have also sent an email, is what they said.
Okay, we'll look into it, Lara. I'm not sure why this was missed out, but I'll check. And
What is the email they should be writing on? Clicks. Can you share that email? Is it possible?
yeah, we'll share it on the chat.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks you so much.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
the dates have been extended till 3rd of April, is it?
Yes.
Okay, I had missed that also. Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Lara. I think Chitra and you pointed out that, informally you have been mentoring, and
Yeah, that's
it's
right.
nice to see that you're able to connect. And that's the whole purpose of this course.
Yeah.
Many people are professions who are already mentoring either formally or informally. And the
Yeah.
idea is to connect and see, reflect on just what processes are working and what are not, and to understand your own processes better.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Okay. Anil, I think Anil's hand is raised.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. Hello.
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes. मेरा नाम है
It's a little unclear. Let me mute myself and see. Your voice is breaking, Anil.
Okay. Let me try.
Now we
from
can
another
hear you.
place.
We can
Yeah,
hear
now
you.
we
Go
can
ahead.
hear you. Go ahead.
Right. So मेरा नाम अनिल है और मैं मध्य प्रदेश के भोपाल से हूँ. हेलो. जी.
Yes,
तो
go ahead.
हमें बिल्कुल सुनाई दे रहा है, आप बताइए. जी अनिल.
जी. मेरा थोड़ा कोर्स में मेरे लिए थोड़ा लैंग्वेज की थोड़ा मुश्किल रही है. मैं समझ पा रहा हूँ, लेकिन कई बार जब मुझे डीपली लिखना होता है, तो जो छोटे कमेंट्स हैं वो तो मैं थोड़ा लिखता हूँ, लेकिन जिसमें डीप रिफ्लेक्शंस हैं वो मुझे भाषा
आप हिंदी में लिख सकते हैं अनिल.
राइट. मैं वही बता रहा हूँ कि मैंने लिखे हैं, वो सारे हिंदी में लिखे हैं. तो एक तो ये कि सारा कन्वर्सेशन तो अंग्रेजी में होता है. मेरे जितने कलीग्स हैं इस कोर्स में अभी जुड़े हुए, वो सब लैंग्वेज को लेकर कंफर्टेबल है. तो सारी डिस्कशंस फोरम में भी और क्वेरीज भी और वेबिनार्स भी सब अंग्रेजी में होता है. थोड़ा मुश्किल होता है, लेकिन समझ पा रहे होते हैं तो हम अपने अनुभव से जोड़ पाते हैं. और मेरे लिए ये अच्छा मौका रहा कि मैंने 7-8 साल एक अल्टरनेटिव स्कूल के साथ काम करते हुए एक एकेडमिक कोऑर्डिनेटर की भूमिका में रहा. तो मैं खुद भी बच्चों के साथ काम करता रहा और टीचर्स की मेंटरिंग और उनके साथ फैसिलिटेशन में भी लगा रहा. तो मुझे काफी मदद मिल रही है उन सब चीजों को अब समझने में कि मैं कैसे उनके साथ और बेहतर काम कर सकता था. और अभी करंटली मैं एक लाइब्रेरी प्रैक्टिशनर्स के ग्रुप के साथ जुड़ा हुआ हूँ, तो उसमें भी मेरी भूमिका मेंटरिंग की है. तो इस कोर्स से निश्चित रूप से मुझे काफी सारे इंसाइट्स मिल रहे हैं. जी. थैंक यू.
Welcome Anil to the.
Yeah, we do have a course actually in Hindi also of this, but last time we did not get enough participants, so we should connect with you and see, how many are interested in doing the at least bilingual course. Then maybe.
Sure.
Thank you for the.
लेकिन अगर दूसरी बात है अनिल, अगर आपको कोर्स में मटेरियल्स चाहिए हिंदी में, क्योंकि हमने थोड़ी बहुत ट्रांसलेशन की है, लेकिन ये वो जो पहला आप पराग का ही कोर्स कर रहे हैं, तो वो पराग का जो कोर्स का पहला जो श्रृंखला था ट्रांसलेशन का जिसमें तब्दीलियां उस लेवल की हैं, तो हम वो जरूर आपके साथ साझा कर सकते हैं. वी कैन शेयर इट विद यू.
बिल्कुल. थैंक यू.
That's possible. We will do it.
जी.
Hamsa Priya, thank you.
Thank you. So the first thing is I have been doing many other courses in Coursera as well, But
Okay.
I found the assignments here really challenging and pushing me to the next level. That is one thing I
Glad
would
to
like
hear
to
that.
say.
Glad
Yeah.
to hear
And
that.
also like the assignments where I was supposed to mentor two teachers, though I have already been doing this for quite some time,
Mhm.
the pointed questions and the idea that we have to really plan very well before executing it really helped. In fact, even the teachers, my mentees themselves found the difference. And also going back for feedback after the first session, all these small things, no, though they may seem very small, it made a lot of difference. In fact, they came and told me that it was very fruitful. The mentoring exercise which I did as part of the assignment was really very fruitful. And even they were making notes, which has never happened earlier. So even my mentees were making notes while I was giving suggestions, or even when they were reflecting on what they were talking. They made notes and they went and worked on it in their classrooms, and they came back with feedback, even without my asking for it. So that was really very nice. This is something, it was really very enjoyable. Yeah.
That's wonderful
Uh,
to hear, Hamsapriya.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
glad that you're finding it's useful. Yeah, the assignments we have, I know some of you might be finding it tough, and there are some, many assignments, but the idea was that we bring in rigor so that
Yeah.
we know all of you are perhaps mentors, working professionals in these roles. And and that's why we wanted to bring in more rigor so that it makes sense to connect it with your practice.
Yeah, that made it more interesting. The rigor actually makes it more interesting than the rest of the things which we usually. And the second one is, I don't know. I remember very clearly submitting my peer review. For two people, I was supposed to do peer reviews. But now it is showing that it hasn't been submitted. So is there any way I could go back and do it? Because I remember very clearly that I submitted. I have been graded for my assignment, but the reviews which I did, they say it wasn't submitted, but I remember very clearly submitting it. So is there any way I could sort of look into it? Or
Anushka, you're on mute. Yeah.
Yeah, we will just check on that. It may
Yeah.
not be, I mean, if it is not being submitted, but we can go on the back end and check if there is nothing. So
We
if
will
not,
check
then
on
we will
that.
let you know. Yes.
yeah, it's okay even if it is not there. I don't see a big change in it. But of course, like throughout, when I was checking the progress, it was showing us D, E, or D only. So I was getting very worried. What's happening? Why is it that I'm submitting everything and still it's only an E or a D? Then I realized, okay, some of them still you have to look into it. The mentors over there. Yeah.
Yes, there are certain assignments we will also reflect on. It
Yeah.
is not just on peers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Sure. Archana?
Yeah, good evening. So I
evening.
would like to add up to what Ms. Hamsapriya said. Yeah, the assignments are really interesting and they're very challenging too. It's not like, you can just sit and then go ahead with the assignment. You have to prepare for it, you have to work for it, and that's really interesting and a lot of learning. So thank you so much. And even the videos are really good and you get to learn from each and every video that you have posted. So just, yeah, thank you. And I just wanted to add that even my assignments are not graded. Right from unit 1, 2, and 3, the assignments that I have submitted, it's not being graded, and I have not received any assignments where I can also, assess it as a peer grading thing. So how does it work, or should we wait, or is it okay?
If you've submitted it, we will check on that. We will look into that and send a message to everyone in case there are any issues. About the grading of some staff graded assignments, I think we have graded unit 1. Just go and look at your unit 1 assignment. We've graded it. We are in the process of grading the others. So it does take time, but we'll definitely grade it and give you our feedback.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you for pointing out. What we will do is once we have finished a unit grading, we will also send out an email so that if you feel that there is a discrepancy, we will be able to look into it immediately. So we will do
Yes.
that from our end, that we will, after this, we will, when we also send out a mail saying that this is the recording is available and this is where you can access the recording, and we will also ensure for instance, there is the recording of the earlier webinar which has been authored in. We'll ensure that we give you both the links of this recording and the next one, and also tell you the status of the grading. We will do that. Thank you.
Yeah, so I will move in the interest of time to the next unit.
Say something.
Sure.
Even my assignments in unit 1 have not been graded. I just wanted to add to that. So
Unit 1 assignments have been graded. Just have a look at it again.
yeah, I am just looking at it right now because unit 1, it is saying this assignment has not been graded.
Which assignment are you looking at, Lara?
This first assignment where you start a conversation with your mentee and coach. That assignment and also Mrs. Kumar one.
Okay,
just give me, I'll just check it from the back end. I'll just get back to you on.
Okay, fine. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, we will get back. We'll make sure that because unit 1 we have graded, maybe there's some technical thing. We'll look into it and get back. Yeah. So to everyone, that is. Moving on to unit 3. Unit 3 actually changes tracks a little bit. We talk about, because research tells us that really professional learning is a very collaborative and social type of learning, right? It is not your, it's not a very, like students learn in classrooms through workshops. More of professional learning comes through discussions like this, through conversations with peers, through a social learning platform. And therefore, the idea of communities of practice has become, or professional learning communities have become a popular way to create platforms for professional learning. So here we actually sort of, as a mentor, we kind of take you through the process of how you can manage professional learning communities. How do you, manage, create prompts, bring in interest, and you can use such professional learning communities more than for one-on-one kind of mentoring. For if you are mentoring, say, a group of teachers, or if you have to sort of monitor and mentor, say 50 teachers, 20 teachers. So the community of practice is a very good social platform space to do that. And we talk about, how you can develop teachers' knowledge base. And when we say teachers' knowledge base, often from a layperson's perspective, teachers' knowledge means the content knowledge that they're teaching to students. So if you're a science teacher, it's the science content that at the school level, but that in fact is not true. We know that a teacher needs to know a lot more than the content. Of course, the teacher has to have good knowledge of the content she or he is teaching, but more than that, what is important for a teacher to know is what we've introduced you to the idea, if you don't already know, pedagogical content knowledge. That is really, how do you teach a topic? What goes into making students learn and understand and conceptually understand, improving the thinking levels in that subject of students. So the teacher knowledge base itself is a much more complex thing, and not limited to subject content knowledge. And how are you able to manage a community of practice and helps to teachers generate this pedagogical content knowledge? which is in fact very contextual, because this pedagogical content knowledge is not only subject matter knowledge, and it depends on the learner, the classroom environment, and so many other things, the learner's background, the learner's capabilities, and so many things are involved in understanding teachers' pedagogic knowledge. And that is the idea we wanted to introduce you to in this first and second session. And of course, the third session is managing a community of practice. How do you manage a community of practice? So you can work with, not only work in a one-on-one mentoring space with teachers, but also as a mentor to a number of teachers, like I said. So this is about Unit 3, and I see in the chat they're talking about, we've given you a video of a mathematics lesson, which is very interesting to see and understand the different pedagogical processes that a teacher goes through in school. And I have seen some comments about the video. I would urge you to see that video and do this assignment, because it's an eye-opener on how you can include every child and any child into classroom processes. I will ask Anusha to go through Unit 4, and then we'll have another round of discussions. Anusha. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely. Hi, everyone. This is basically looking at what your tools and processes are. In fact, some of you who have been feeling very challenged will find that.
Yeah,
yeah.
sorry.
Some of the people who have been challenged can be looking through the elements of the fact that there is a repetition, there is a recursiveness in this unit. When we are trying to bind everything from Unit 1, Unit 2, and Unit 3 in this particular session, where we are reflecting on tools and what kind of techniques we can have in the session. So I'll just share the screen from the fact that what you can look at in terms of what Unit 2 tools, etc., really focus on. The kind of questions and sessions and points that we have is largely focused on what is mentoring versus peer mentoring. What are the challenges? How do you establish trust? So this is very similar to the kind of exercise you've already done in Unit 2, for instance. How do you build a rapport? What kind of exercises in terms of the agenda and record keeping do you need to do? And there is, while it says 2 minutes, but actually in terms of the assignments, obviously it is only the reading time on screen that is being counted. In terms of the assignment itself, there is quite a bit that you have to do, such as creating that agenda, sharing those experiences, and so on. So there is a recursiveness because we also wanted to see how we could build on something. So a lot of teachers in the first run that we had said, oh, we want to resubmit. And we said, wait, hold on. Can you think about this? And this is excellent reflection. Can you think and wait about and add these pieces to the next assignment that we have? And so you have a chance to do this where you are kind of moving around with what are the kinds of activities that you would have, what kind of session plan and lesson plan that you would want. We do have an entire evaluation of traits analysis that we focus upon in the second session. And where we are trying to ask how you know yourself. Now, what we understand is that ये बहुत सीमित है. This is a very short, succinct way of trying to evaluate yourself. There are many ways of evaluating oneself and evaluating others. We're giving you some tools that are available online, but there are many, many more. We have an MBTI, we have referred to it in Unit 2 as well. We are looking at other traits analysis that we would be focusing on. But if you're discussing or you're using something else, please feel free to share and use those, because we know that we are moving towards a specific skill set in that area, we are limited because in a course we can only cover so much and not everything. But we have, to a large extent, focused on certain elements that we would want, where we could look at how lesson planning can be done. I'm not going to focus too much on it, but there is this element of how can we build 21st century skills in a lesson planning activity, because largely we are educators. We could do this at various levels. We could talk about it in terms of tolerance or empathy or perspective building, but we can also use the same kind of skill sets that we bring to a lesson plan into our own mentoring plan. And that was an idea, that how do we negotiate, how do we mentor others to become better educators, but in the process also enable ourselves to perhaps use some of those same activities and tools to become better mentors ourselves. The word counts, again, like between 50 is the minimum. We do not have to write 10,000 words, but they were just there in case some people like writing. We have been told by someone who said, I poured my heart out and you stopped me at 500 words, and we were like, okay, we will allow you to write as much as you want. And we are happy to read. We love reading those. But once you have made that kind of lesson, how are you going to go about it? I won't say, because you will be struck for time because you are making this. And I've listened to your request, Ratnesh, can be extended to 10th April. We will consider it, considering the fact that this is month end and there is maybe Easter holidays may help you submit better. We will consider it and let you know. But in terms of interactions and others, we do expect that you may have focused only on one mentee. It is very often the case when assignments come to us that the entire focus has been on one mentee and not, or on one interaction, and not on the second interaction. So if there is a second interaction, we do expect that, you know, that also be detailed in it, or at least you're referring to them. And there is a difference between interaction 1 and 2. The idea was that even with that one person, when you interact the second time round, how are there substantial differences? What is it that you are thinking, reflecting, doing? What is it that that person is doing, reflecting, thinking? So it will take that time, but as you're planning for these lessons, are you really thinking through it? So this is where it is coming from. And I will say that from past experience, that generally the flaw occurs in a sense that someone is very quick to just talk about interaction 1 and not about the others. So I'm not going to go into every detail here. There are many tools, but I will just quickly wrap up in terms of saying what are the last steps as I focused upon. We will, you know, there are these other sessions in terms of an overview where there's transformational leadership, needs analysis. In fact, Bindu was talking about, you know, atomic change and atomic habits in a sense where you're focusing on these elements and how goal setting is extremely necessary. We would again be looking at the fact that the assignment and self-study does account for about 100 minutes, because there is quite a bit of activity that you are looking at in terms of the goal setting. Where are you? What are you doing, etc. And there is an outcome visualization that we have. Now, this is a question that we have often been asked many a time before. What is a visualization? It could be even a mind map. It could be something that you have written on a chart paper. It could be something that you just kind of draw out and you state, you know, goal, and you write, you know, 1 year, 5 year, whatever. I'm just giving this as an example. And you are writing out points 1, 2, 3. It could just be this much. It could be that, or it could be where some people have given us beautiful, you know, taken emoticons and drawn and all of it. It is really left to you as to what is visualization, how detailed you want to be. So some who don't like drawing can draw mind maps, can write it out, but it is to try and see, can you detail it in terms of what is an visualization. And, you know, you can visualize your goal and you can share it as words and images. I'm just saying in case you have these questions later on. And then we finally move on to a session where we are focusing on what is failure and learning from failure, and what is kind of change behavior really look like. So there is an assignment at the end. Not all of these are, some of these are also self-assignment, but many of this, in this where we are trying to look at uploads, are largely staff graded assignments. So your change process document can be how you do it. Again, it could be just a one pager in terms of a sheet map. Yes. Is it like NLP? Okay. Yes. Fair enough. I would be happy to take that as a compliment. So those are the entire genesis of what Unit 4 is really is in these submission. We will give you time, but some of these, if you notice, are actually building on the assignments you have already done. You have looked at Mrs. Kumar's analysis. You have tried to see how you're going to, characterize and focus. That is where the mentee description, etc., is focusing on. You've already done these kinds of interactions with your mentees. How are you going to see there is an interaction change? You've already done these reflections and shared it with us now. We would like to see that in the document. So the Unit 4 is building as an ability to enable you to reflect and write, tweak something from your earlier experiences and improvise on. So that's where we are largely moving towards. Yes. So, any questions, doubts? Of course, because this is a unit that you're still, perhaps many of you are still exploring, or two are yet to explore. So I'll leave them for questions for now. Yeah. As we were showcasing, and as some people have,
Anusha, 1 second. I think Sita Iyer has said she cannot see her grades, but when we look in the back end, it has been graded. So
yeah, no, the thing is, I have, there is a process of that approval. Approval has not gone for everyone. So we will be doing.
Okay.
So just doing that, you will get it within a minute more. So I mean, within 5 minutes. But yes, you can see. Some of you will be able to see. Just give us, I'll announce it before the end of this wrap up. I just wanted to tell you where you can see the sessions. This is, if you go to your course and you are seeing the course overview, click on the plus icon and you have a course online recording. And you will see the course online recording for the first class that was held on 23rd February 2023. So you will see the entire recording, right? It is being made visible. So this is there in the course page itself, but we will also share a link and share that across. Yes, your grade, is it? Yeah, sure, we will just do that.
In the meantime, yeah, I think the one more step was required and that wasn't completed. You will see your grades by the end of this
webinar. Yeah.
Anything else? Anybody else would like to?
Yeah, ma'am. That's what I just checked now. It has not come, but as you are saying something,
because Sita ma'am, if your name is Sita Lakshmi, yes, just check now, refresh and see. Yes.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if anybody else has any questions, we will also consider, we will discuss, Anusha and I will discuss and see how the April 10th date looks. And we'll send you an email in case anything changes.
But beyond this, we really can't extend because this will not allow us to take a 6-week course into so many extensions. We do understand, that we began a bit late and it entered into your thing. So we will take that into consideration. But April 10th is, if we manage to extend it to April 10th, beyond that, there will be no other extensions feasible.
Yeah, even for that, we have to get permissions. So, which is why you please work like it's going to be April 3rd. And
but we will announce it. Yeah, we will announce it as soon as, I mean, by tomorrow is 24th. We'll announce it by Saturday.
Yeah. Jayashree, you had something to say?
Yeah,
Sorry.
very good evening, everyone. I just wanted to know, so Unit 1, the grading has been done at par for everyone, and Unit 3 and above, I think in some fragments,
pending.
Has not been done, right?
Yes, yes, it's pending. We will do it in this week and the next week.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Okay, if you've posted a wrong assignment, please write to Pooja. Can you share your email with them so that you can write to Pooja?
But even if you write to cet.stp at Clicks India or this, that is getting forwarded. So every day we are checking. So that's why when Lara was saying that the response is not coming, I'm just wondering because I definitely we are checking.
I'll
We will
make
check
sure
through.
that
We will check through and write.
Yeah, I'll talk with them and I'll make sure that they will return to the right email.
Yeah.
And about my grade, I received the grade for Unit 1 Session 2, but it is not reflecting on the progress page.
It will, don't worry.
It will take that.
Yeah, okay,
it will reflect.
Yeah, okay.
The platform also needs to update as we are updating. It will get it done.
Okay.
As long as you received it.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Yeah. So I think Anusha has pasted the email there. So in case you have troubles like this where you've put the wrong assignment, or you can write to Pooja and she will also be able to help. She is the teaching associate and she will be able to help you if you need to, change your.
So both of these are either of it.
Her email is also shared?
She is shared. She's just shared it. pooja.jairam@clicksindia.org.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, please look in the chat and you can keep that as well.
So, while both Bindu and my email IDs are also public domain, the fact is that we don't always get to see.
Please don't send it to us because sometimes we take very long to respond to these emails.
So we are trying to use, what we are doing is consolidating the arguments and then we respond. But yeah, sometimes it gets missed out. But definitely
Especially
these
if
two
you have
are
these
there.
very specific things like wrong assignments, it's better you connect with Pooja or the.
Yeah, and she will reach it out to us.
We just have two people who have not submitted their assignment. I can see it, but I just want to, so you have to submit your assignment once you have done. So in case, so just check you're submitting your assignments. It is uploaded, but you have not pressed on submit button. So just check before you submit any assignment.
Yeah, if you don't submit, then it doesn't allow us to grade. So please do click on the submit button when you're ready to submit.
So there are two versions and we have shared this. We can share the link again, but you would have an SGA or something that you would be focusing on and, writing an answer. You would need to both upload and submit the assignment. And that will be true for both the peer response and for the. So.
Yeah, you have, there's one step of saving your progress and afterwards, when you're ready to submit, you must submit for it to be graded. For which assignment? For Unit 1, Sita?
Okay. We will check, Sita. We will get back out here, and because as of now, currently we do have most of them approved. So maybe as Lara was pointing out, she has received the grade, but it is not reflecting in her progress report. Similarly, there may be, you may get the entry a bit later, but we do have your assignments showcased and marks entered. Yes, it is now done. Sita and Archana, you were also there, right?
I think Mary and Smita, please submit your assignments. It's done for everyone else. Just
Yeah.
after this webinar, just check if you have submitted it.
We don't know if they're here, Pooja. Maybe
Okay.
they're not here. So just send
And
them.
yeah, and Pooja, now you could see their assignments. They can. It's submitted.
Okay, ma'am.
All right. If there are no more questions, thank you all and best wishes. I hope many of you submit and complete the course. We will try our best to extend it up till 10, and we'll let you know by Saturday if that is possible. But please use this time to complete all your assignments, and best wishes to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, Shivani. Thanks.
Shall
Bye.
I